Well, here's the other half of the collaboration with Mr. Colombo. Uh, this is the other wonderful woman that I was telling you about, the talented multi-instrumentalist, because she doesn't just play sax, but she's very proficient at it. She also plays guitar, and I think she also plays keyboard, um, and she's astounding in what she does. Joanna, folks, her name is Joanna. I'll put the link for her channel underneath, or at least the link for the video that I'm commenting on, so you get the chance to actually click to the video and then go to her channel. Please go visit her with all your love and support. You don't have to sub, but it does help. Tell her I sent you. It's Nick, the so-called Reman of YouTube, or some people call me the Reman anyways. But this is to actually help you garnish attention, and I hope it does, because you deserve it. I think that the amount of subscribers you have is small compared to what you should be having. She has at least 26 videos or 23 videos that she's done in the past year and a half. And she's adding on once in a while when she decides to add on. She does jazz, R&B, but she's rounded to the point that I can say that to call her rounded is to say that a tire is made for a car. She's well suited at being capable of immersing herself or being immersed in various musical stylings and coming out on top, swimming quite nicely. Uh, I've always liked to say this: there's nothing like sax because it's safe, so you can say it's better than anything else. A sax done properly is the best sound in the world. And Joanna, yours is something that I hope to hear more of here on YouTube. Um, you are wonderful, you are charming, and your musicality is without bounds. I sincerely hope that we hear more jazz-related tunes. Smooth jazz is fine, but I'd like to see you expand yourself to the multiple fold genres of jazz and blues. Um, Everything and anything is possible, from uh, hip hop jazz to bebop jazz to Dixieland jazz. The sax can be put in any situation, and I think you're quite capable of pulling it off. But there is one song that I like to hear your rendition of. It's a cover, but I don't like covers very much because I'm always afraid of what retaliation the record companies or the artists will have against the YouTuber who's trying to do them. Which is why I prefer originals. Which, by the way, I love the original that you and Mr. Colombo did together. It was really, really nice. Or to quote Jim Carrey from The Mask, really, really nice. But it was really, really nice. And to say that it's nice is actually an understatement. I just can't find the proper words to define it. I listened to it 5 times. So for me to be able to sit down and listen to something more than once in one sitting, I have to really, really, really be blown away by it. And I'm blown away by you. But I want you to be able to possibly think about other things that you can actually produce for yourself and put here. And I love the fact that you're doing it with your own face, your own self, instead of just hiding behind no image and fear of retribution or fear of retaliation. You're actually putting yourself out there for us, and that's something that not a lot of artists like to do, at least unsigned artists or artists of uh, unquestionable caliber um, like to put themselves out there. The commercial ones always do, but they have PR people and they've got people pushing them, and they're actually put on a stick and displayed. You're doing it because you have a love of the music, love of what you have as gifts, and wonderful gifts they are. Thank you so very much for being a saxophone player. And being a female saxophone player even is one of the best things to see and hear. I'd like you to be able to do a rendition of Sir Duke. I've heard Najee do a rendition of it. I've heard Stevie Wonder do a version of it. I've heard other people possibly do a version of it, but those are the only two I remember by heart. Yours would be one I want to hear. With that said, folks, Joanna at her finest. Here's your image of the Scottish Smurf award, Joanna. Now, this is not a joke. This is, yes, it is a child's toy. It's a figurine that I've had since I've been a kid. It's the only living figurine that I have that survived, and hopefully we'll be adding more as the years come by, matching the type of get-up with the artists. Here it's musical, but it's the only one I'm using, so everyone in YouTube that I find interesting or that deserves one gets one. But this one will be for music once I get others going. So, for you, Joanna, here's your first image of the Scottish Smurf Award for being a brave woman willing to put herself out there for us to hear and see. Congratulations. Have a nice one.